Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and tonight we're going to talk about the Xbox E3 show. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, today was interesting. I'm not even going to lie, I kept my expectations, really low just so that I would not be let down. I'm gonna be straight up honest. This didn't go the way that I hoped it would have. I mean, like, I'm not saying that it was bad by any means. I'm just saying that I mean, even though I lowered my expectations, I still had some hope. I still had like hopeful feelings that we would get some. I mean, I know that we are getting games, from this month on all the way through the end of the year. One new or exclusive games every single month, that are going to Game Pass and stuff. But I was really hoping that we were going to get either like Halo soon or Forza Horizon 5 pretty soon, or something from Bethesda, pretty soon. But it doesn't look like that. It didn't look like that's the case. All right, so let's break this down a little bit into what I saw. I wrote down, some of the games that I was interested in. Some of them I did leave out, because they're going to Game Pass. It doesn't really matter. Like, I'm gonna play them, regardless. But the ones that really stood out to me that I really want to, that I'm more excited about trying are these are the games. Okay, so Starfield. We now know a little more about Starfield and what it is. So apparently it's set in the future, and we are basically, traveling around and exploring the galaxy and looking for, I mean, basically that's where, real life is headed anyways. So, I mean, we still don't know a whole bunch about Starfield, but the aesthetic of the game and the way that it looks, like, I'm interested in that. It looks more to me like it's going to be something a little more grounded, in like realism. So, I mean, it could change. I mean, it's Bethesda. It could turn into like some alien zombie horror type whatever game. But, I mean, the aesthetic of it right now, the way it looks, I'm pretty excited about it. It is kind of a bummer that it's not coming out till holiday of next year. But I already knew, like, my expectation for Starfield was next year either way. So that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Did I think it was going to come out in November? No, I was thinking, first quarter 2022. I figured they would at least want to get some distance away from the merger and when this game is actually shown and launched, so that, people don't, so that, like, it's good business. It really is. It's just good. It's just good. It's good PR on Microsoft and Bethesda's part to put this out next year, close to the end of next year, because PlayStation will have already had enough of their exclusives and enough of their stuff out there to totally justify, the Xbox doing this. And I honestly feel like that's, I mean, I'm pretty sure the game's not done. I'm pretty sure they're still working on it, but that just makes sense from a PR standpoint to put some distance, because throwing out Starfield like this year or the beginning of next year, I mean, it would kind of feel a little salty, you know what I mean? Like, I could see how, how that would feel salty to a lot of PlayStation fans that are Bethesda fans, because Bethesda, there isn't no way to, like, I mean, they're popular. They're a household brand. They do make a lot of games that a lot of people buy and a lot of people play. And these aren't just games that people play for, a couple weeks and then they're done. These are games that people invest money and time and everything else into playing in Bethesda worlds. It's got a really strong community. So, and with this being the first game that Todd Howard, that the team is like the new IP in like 25 years, that's kind of big, and for Xbox to be and for this to be an exclusive to the Xbox platform, that's amazing. Like, Xbox is doing all the right things for its fans. There's no way to put that. Xbox has always, I have always looked at Xbox as more of like an RPG, first person shooter, multiplayer ecosystem. That I've been a PlayStation fan for over 25 years. And that's the way a lot of us PlayStation fans look at Xbox, is a multiplayer platform. We never expected, well, I mean, in like RPG, like Western RPG and stuff, we never expected Xbox to expand the way that it is expanding, and the growth that they are making is going to pay off in dividends. Like, really, I mean, not anytime in the near future. It's going to take Xbox a little while to build this, this thing, and they have been working on it pretty hard. With Microsoft fully supporting Xbox now into the future, this is only going to go one way. Xbox is going to grow. Xbox is going to grow rapidly, and Xbox is going to provide more content faster than any of the other two consoles on the market, and simultaneously supporting the PC ecosystem as well as Game Pass and streaming going forward. Microsoft and Xbox is going to be a powerhouse within the next few years. That there's no denying that. So, Starfield, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely cautiously optimistic about it and what it's going to be, but I feel like this is Todd Howard's baby, so I feel like they're not. I don't feel like they're going to rush this by any means. If it's not ready in 2022, that it will get pushed back. I feel like this is a game that they cannot afford to rush. They have to make this game right, and they have to get it right. I predict that this is going to be an evolving game, so it's going to have DLC. It's going to have it. I feel like this is going to be a franchise that they make this game as the base, and then they build from that as time goes on. I can see that going forward for games like for this game. So next on my list is Stalker 2. Okay, so after seeing what more of the gameplay looks like and the presentation of this game, it reminds me a lot of Metro Exodus. Okay, I really liked Metro Exodus, so I am definitely a lot more hyped for Stalker 2 now than I was previously. I didn't really understand what Stalker was until, a couple of people have explained it, to me, and now that I've actually seen what the game looks like, I'm pretty happy for I'm pretty excited for this. We're gonna get what did they say? 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing. It's coming to Game Pass, and the visuals look really high fidelity to me, and the animations look smooth. I'm all about that. Like, this game looks pretty good. I definitely want to explore this world and see what's going on and figure out, what the setting is and stuff. So that game is definitely one that I'm going to check out and see what it's all about. I am definitely intrigued with Stalker 2. This is on my list, but it's not on my list. Back for Blood. This is on my list because it's coming day one to Game Pass. That is freaking amazing. Definitely going to check it out. I was planning on checking it out, but I was not planning on buying that game day one. I was going to wait for a sale for it because I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm kind of over zombies. I'm a bit done with zombies and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to check this out now that it's coming to Game Pass day one. If it's good and I like it and I get into it and I get hooked, then I will just purchase that game and add it to my collection. But as it sits right now, I'm definitely more interested in trying this on Game Pass and then moving forward from there. Psychonauts 2, definitely looking forward to playing that. I want to see, I never played the first one. I'm going to download that on Game Pass and try to complete that before this one comes out. I've heard a lot of good things about Psychonauts, and the only other game that I've played from these guys was the the Jack Black one. I forgot it. I forgot its name, but yeah, that one was pretty good. So I'm gonna try this out, give it a shot, and see how that goes too. I'll play the first one before this one comes out, so I'll know more of what to expect. Doom Eternal, June 29th, next gen upgrade, 60 frames a second, ray tracing with support for 120 frames a second performance mode. That's pretty freaking cool. This is getting just an upgrade. It's a free upgrade, and it is now on Game Pass as of today. So if you haven't tried Doom Eternal, jump on that and try that. This is my favorite Doom game in a long time. So I highly recommend Doom Eternal. I really love it. It looks amazing on the Xbox One X, so I can only imagine with the better details, better visuals, and everything else, just how amazing it's going to look and run on that Xbox Series X and Series S. So, Hades, I haven't played that yet. Definitely excited for it. It's coming to Game Pass. I will download that and play that right when it comes out. I am pretty excited for that. Halo Infinite. Let's talk about Halo Infinite for a minute. Okay. So previously, I already thought that when they showed Halo last year at E3, like I was already, me personally, I didn't think the visuals looked too bad. I guess I didn't really know what to expect because I've never really been a major Halo fan. I didn't get into Halo until Halo Reach. I've never, honestly, guys, I've never really been that big on Xbox first-party games. I just never really, I've always been a PlayStation guy, so I never really cared. But, I mean, I would play them, but I never got invested into Xbox games as I did into into the PlayStation first-party games. So, with Halo Infinite, I am happy with the way it looks now. I mean, that looks pretty good, and like, I'm glad that Microsoft is focusing more on performance and still trying to hit a higher quality visual presentation, because that's good. That's good for me because that's what I want to see, and that's going to be good for you as well. So Halo Infinite looks interesting. The multiplayer is going to be free to play. I mean, that's no surprise to anybody. I mean, anybody with internet freaking pretty much already knew that. So that's definitely going to be, that's good. A lot more people are going to try Halo now. A lot more people are going to, jump into Halo. So, I mean, it's free to play. That's free to play, not on Game Pass free to play. It's free to play. So that is pretty freaking cool. You can just download that. You don't have to pay for online services for free to play games anymore. So that's even better. So that is a big win, a big plus for Halo fans and people that are wanting to try Halo. I'm pretty happy with that. Diablo 2 Remastered. Pretty freaking excited to play this. So when I saw that, I was like, is this Diablo 1? But no, this is Diablo 2. It's remastered. They've changed the art style. Everything looks a lot better. I'm definitely looking forward to playing that. I probably will pick that up on the day it launches and start playing that. I really like Diablo 3. So, and then I don't know how much longer it's going to be before Diablo 4 comes out. I mean, they're being kind of cagey with that, but hopefully soon. A Plague's Tale 2 Requiem. This game right here is one of the ones that when I saw this, like right when I heard Amicia's voice, I was like, oh my freaking gosh. That first game stuck with me. I loved it. It was one of them games that I just was looking at and I was like, oh man, you know what? I had extra money at that point, it was a brand new game coming out. I was like, what the heck, I pre-ordered it, played it. and then waited for it to launch and was like, oh yeah, this game's launching. So I jumped on that and I played through. I sat through that game from start to finish. It was that good. I loved that story. I loved the way, the pacing of the game. I loved just the simplistic combat that takes you into a world, like the characters and the, I mean, it just pulls you in. Like when I get sucked into a game like that, when I get sucked into a world and that's all I want to do is just complete it and see the story, and I start to care for the characters and stuff. I mean, the end of the end of the game, like the last boss was like whatever, a little bit over the top, but that's fine. It did not take away anything from that game. I mean, that game is definitely in my top 10 for games last generation. I freaking loved it. I loved the way that story unfolded. I loved the characters. I just felt really good about that game. So when I heard Amicia's voice, I was like, "Ooh, man!" I was like, "Are they?" Because at first I thought maybe they were just gonna, update it for Xbox Series X and S. But then when I saw the new visuals, and like the rats running through the freaking running through the street and stuff, I was like, "Oh gosh, yes!" I'm super pumped, super excited for Plague Tale 2. I'm over the top for this game. I cannot wait to play this game and continue that story with these characters. And this is coming to Game Pass on day one. Almost every single game that I've mentioned tonight is on Game Pass day one. That is an amazing value. You don't have to buy any of these games that you don't want to. I mean, I looked at the visuals for Battlefield 1. Like, it seems pretty ambitious. I mean, I did watch the 4K one, and I wasn't completely blown away with that. I mean, I'm probably still going to pick that up when it launches, but I failed to put that on my list, but I did, kind of... but I just want to do an honorable mention of that one, because I'm still kind of on the fence about it, to tell you the truth. I want to see more. I want to see something, a little more before I rush out to get this. I'm probably going to play the 10-hour demo that, comes with EA Play before I purchase that game. That's kind of where I'm sitting with Battlefield 2042 right now. That's just because of how I felt about Battlefield 5. I kind of want to see how this game's going to feel and how it's going to look, and if I'm going to be able to get the experience I want without the campaign, because I'm really big on campaigns when it comes to Battlefield and Call of Duty. So that's all going to depend on how that demo goes for me. So that's why Battlefield's not on this list, but I am mentioning it. So Plague Tale 2, yeah, day one buy for me. I probably won't even worry about downloading it on Game Pass. I will just probably buy that game and add it to my collection, because I already own the first game, so I will probably continue that collection with this next game, and hopefully that one does well enough to where they'll keep that story going, because I do like that setting, I like that story, and I would like to see more get added to it. Maybe updated combat and stuff like that would be pretty cool. Maybe Amicia getting older, into her 20s or whatever, because I think she was maybe like 14 or 15 in this game, in the first game. So maybe if she grows up and becomes, because I like her, you know what I mean? I like where there's so many different possibilities they could do with that story, and really grow those characters into a franchise. I mean, well, I wouldn't want it to go all mainstream. I want it to stay, basically, keep telling the story of what's going on, and just add to it or whatever. Because I do like that story, and I do like those characters. So I would not mind seeing that, maybe 3 games or something. That would be pretty cool before it wore out its welcome. Shredders, yeah, it's coming to Game Pass. I'll download it on Game Pass. I'll check it out. It looks like steep. It's probably going to be more like a Skater XL, or a Session or something like that, which I'm fine with. I want to check it out, see what these guys can bring to the table. It kind of reminds me of Amped on the original Xbox, Amp 2. So I'm excited to see what that looks like in the future. So yeah, I'll download that at the end of this year and I'll check it out. So the most anticipated game that I saw at Xbox 2021 Bethesda Xbox Bethesda show is Forza Horizon 5 in Mexico. Okay, so my expectations for this game are pretty freaking high. Everything they've shown me so far on this, I'm excited. Like, I am super excited to try this. I do have questions. Is this game going to be 30 frames a second on next-gen consoles at 4K? They said the world is bigger. The detail looks far higher than anything I've seen before. I'm hoping that we can retain the 60 frames a second with the higher resolution at 4K. That would be amazing. They say this is the largest map they've ever created, so I want to know, is it 2 times the size of the last game, 3 times the size, 4 times, 5? Like, how big is it actually going to be? Because this game is cross-generation. It does say it's cross-gen. So, does that limit how big the map is going to be? I've got a lot of questions. I've got way more questions about Forza Horizon 5 than I have answers. This game is coming out in November of this year, and I'm hoping that between now and then we get more information on exactly, how big the map is. I want to know how big the map is. I want to know things like how the world is going to work. They showed like a single player thing about being able to explore and stuff. That makes me happy. That makes me like really want to play this game and see what's going on, because I've spent a lot of time in Forza Horizon 4 and I really do want a really big map for Forza Horizon. I don't think it needs to be as big as the Crew 2, but almost like pretty close. Like, I just don't know how they would do something as big as the Crew 2, as detailed as Forza Horizon. Maybe if it's next gen only, but seeing as this is going to be on last gen consoles, that's the biggest question I really have, is how big is this map? And what exactly am I going to be able to do in this? So that's my most anticipated game out of the whole show, like by far. Then we have the flight simulator. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. That comes out next month. I'm going to download that on Game Pass and check it out. If it's really good, I'm going to buy it. And then I'll probably invest in the the HOTAS setup from Thrustmaster. And then, give that game a try, because that looks pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Redfall from Bethesda Arcane, summer of 2022. I'll probably show that off again, before then. But what I saw of that, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I definitely want to see more and learn more about that. So, if I had to rate this Xbox Bethesda show, I'm probably going to go with a little bit better than, for the most part, I feel satisfied. I really wanted to see Hellblade 2. I really wanted more games to be launching closer to now, throughout the end of the year. I really wanted Forza 5 to be, in September like normal. But gosh, as it sits right now, I'm not going to put a number score on. Well, you know what? I think it was probably an 8.5, to be honest. It could be an 8.5, almost a 9. Like, it was pretty good. The most, I'm looking forward to Forza Horizon 5 the most out of everything on here, which is weird. And Halo Infinite. A lot of the other stuff. The reason why I'm giving it a low score is because they had too many 2022 games in this freaking mess, and I don't want to see 2022 crap in these shows no more. I want to see what's coming out this year. What's coming out by Christmas. I'm I'm so tired of seeing stuff that's posted for years in advance, because what does that do with Avowed? What does that do with, Hellblade 2? What does that do with all the other games that they've already announced? Like, when are these games coming out? They tell us them, Fable. Are we waiting to 2022, 2023, 2024? I want to know closer to when these games are coming out, not months or years in advance. Like, I get with the whole Fable thing. Hey guys, we're working on Fable, and we're seeing what Playground Games is doing with Forza Horizon 5. I have the utmost confidence that they are going to build an amazing world, and it's going to be great. So, time will tell, but yeah, that's the reason why they're getting a lower score this time no, I'm going to give them a solid 8. They get an 8 because of all the 2022 stuff. So frustrating, so annoying to be showing a game and then they're like, oh yeah, 2022. And I'm like, you guys just launched the console last year, 7 months ago, okay? I've had zero first-party exclusives from Microsoft, except for Gears Tactics, which is an extremely niche game that only a few people play. I've had nothing Xbox for 7 months. And you're showing me stuff that's going to come out in 2022. I want stuff that's coming out next week. And I want games that I want to play next week. Yeah. I'm cool with, Back for Blood or whatever, or Psychonauts 2, but what I really want next month is Forza Horizon 5. I want, hey, yeah, I'm pretty frustrated about the whole 2022 thing. I'm sorry that this is at the end of the video, guys. That I'm going on this little rant, but yeah, 2022, man. I'm a little irritated with that. 8.5, 8, whatever. Yeah, they definitely showed some pretty good stuff. It's disappointing with the whole 2022 thing. So, all right. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and bye.